Hello and a very warm welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, I have all different types of silver here in front of me. This video is definitely designed for those people who are thinking about stacking but perhaps haven't even bought their first piece of silver yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the different types of silver I have here in front of me. Just talk about each different type, which one would be the best option for you going forward if you were to start your own stack. So first of all, I'll just have a little parcel that's come here through the post. So I'm just going to quickly open this because I've got a good idea that this is just a little something that I found online, and I thought it would be nice, quite nice to add for a stack. It's I wouldn't normally purchase what this is, which I will show you in 1 second. But I just thought it was nice, and I just wanted to get one and just throw it in there because this is actually a 1/4 ounce silver bullion. So this is an Armenian Noah's Ark. If you can see the design there. Okay, and that's the reverse. And so the obverse, whoops, try not to drop your bullion. I don't know a lot about these coins, I will be honest. I was just browsing online and I took a fancy to it. It looks, it's a nice little design. I don't have any 1/4 ounce bullion, so I just thought I'd get that just to add to the collection bit. So with that being the case, let's have a look at what I've actually got in front of me. Now, as you can see, there's all different types of silver here. The first one I think I probably would discuss is the main type of silver you will see most people stacking online and on silver or precious metal stacking videos, and that's this stuff right here in front of me, which is the fine silver bullion. And as you can see here, we've got a few from the Royal Mint. That's one of the Queen Elizabeth ones there. Oh, I think they're all Queen Elizabeth at the moment. I've got some King Charles ones coming. I've just ordered a couple of new bullion for this month's purchase, so they're winging their way up to me right now. So hopefully they'll be on one of the future videos going forward very soon. But as I say, this stuff here is silver bullion. These have all been bought from purchased from the Royal Mint, except for these two here. I actually purchased from secondary markets because they were out of stock at the Royal Mint. So, but they are Royal Mint coins. You would have originally bought them from Royal Mint. So yeah, the reason most people like these is, as I say, they're a fine silver bullion. That means they're very easy to pick up and sell on. They do carry quite a high premium, but as long as the bullion is kept in a nice condition, that premium should hold. And you should hopefully get a higher return going forwards from what you paid for it. So that's probably what you'd see most stackers. Now, is that what everyone starts off stacking? Probably not. Definitely wasn't what I started stacking. I think, to be honest with you, the most common thing that you will find people, or the most common type of silver you find that people have was probably this kind of stuff here, which is silver jewellery. You can see I've got sterling silver chain there, some sterling silver rings. These are actually made out of old constitutional silver, as you can see. I have such a love for constitutional silver. I was actually in the jewellers getting a different ring resize, and I saw these and I just had to pick them up. You know, paid massively over spot for them, but there's something I like, and they were something for me personally, so I don't mind paying the additional amount there. But this was a ring I was having resized. But as I say, this is the kind of stuff you'll probably find you might already have. Someone's bought you a present, or you've bought yourself a chain. This St. Christopher, that's quite very popular for people to have a St. Christopher. That's just a little sterling silver earring there. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff you've probably already got. And in many ways, it can be the best and the worst type of silver to stack. Now, what would I mean by that? Basically, what I mean is, this is the kind of stuff that you can possibly find at something like a car boot or a flea market. Rummage at the bottom of a box, maybe pay something like 20 pence for it, 50 pence for it if they didn't really know what they were selling, and that way you can get it hugely under spot value. Now, that being the case, it's probably one of the best and cheapest ways you can actually accumulate silver. However, if you were to buy this, as I did, from a jewelry store, you're going to be paying possibly the most premiums you're going to pay on any type of precious metal. Jewelry is renowned for just being sold initially for way over its value. The amount of money you'd get back for a piece like that if you were to sell it back to a jeweler's it basically doesn't make it worth its time. So, as I say, it can be a great type of silver to look to purchase, because if you are thrifty and you like hunting through car boots, that kind of thing, you can get yourself some amazing deals with it. But again, you know, if you're not buying it for the right price, it can have very high premiums, and therefore, you know, be one of the worst possible ways to acquire silver. Now, another one that's great for car boots and very often can be found for less than spot price is this kind of stuff here, which is this is known as constitutional, or some people call it junk silver. Now, I don't like the word junk silver because there's nothing junk about it. Not only is it silver, they're also beautifully historic coins as well. So for me, this is actually one of the best types of silver you can get. I'm a bit of a coin collector, as you possibly know. So I love the fact that it covers the best of both worlds. You've got silver and a historic old coin for the collection. Now, this stuff here is dated between 1920 and 1946. Now, during those years, all silver coinage in the UK was minted from what's known as 500 silver. Now, that basically just means it's 50% silver and 50% other metals to make an alloy. So each one of these coins is exactly half of its weight in silver. So very great and very often very cost-effective way to start getting into stacking and buying precious metals. Another thing I wanted to mention very quickly before we go on to another type of British constitution. Sorry, let's keep kicking my camera stand there. Another thing I wanted to discuss before we go into a different type of British constitutional silver is this stuff here, which again can very often be found for a lot less than spot. And the reason for that is people don't know what it is. And what it is, it's foreign constitutional silver. Okay, and because people aren't aware of what silver values are in foreign coins, very often they have no idea there's silver in there and more than happy to sell it. As I say, a lot of people are aware that silver coins until 1946 did contain silver. Now, that's in the UK. Other countries such as America and also Australia continue I keep dropping my coins here, continue to contain silver in their coinage until 1964. And as you can see, this is a 1955 Australian silver sixpence. So this is still 500 silver. So that, as I say, is an excellent way to sometimes get silver at a very low price, because people won't realise that it actually has a silver content. They'll think it's just copper nickel. Now, after this stuff here in the little book, we have, again, constitutional silver. As you can see, this is from the reign of Queen Victoria. But the difference here is it's all dated pre-1919. And the reason that date is significant, the reason that date is significant is because it was the last year that British silver coins were minted to a standard of 925 sterling silver. So every single one of these coins in this book is actually sterling silver, 925. You will find that the pre-1920 constitutional silver does usually carry a higher premium than the pre-1947, post-1919 silver. You can very often pick this stuff up here at a very low price. But something like this here, which is an 1889 full crown, would probably fetch you back. You'd probably be paying higher for this coin here than you would for one of these silver bullions right here. So as I say, it can be a great way to find cheap silver. It's not always the best way. Sometimes, it can be very expensive, but this is a beautiful coin with a lot of history behind it, being dated from 1889. So it's something I love to have in my collection. Now, other than silver bullion and silver coins, there's also generic rounds, which are pretty much the same thing, but they don't have any kind of fiat value to them. And what I mean by them is every single one of these coins here, as you can see, is a £2 coin and actually has a value of £2. This here doesn't have any monetary value whatsoever. It's just a round piece of metal made of silver. So that you may find that they carry sometimes less of a premium than the bullion. Sometimes, if it's a very sought after design or very popular, they could even carry a higher premium than the regular silver bullion. Silver bullion, especially that bought in the UK, because it does have a monetary value, is exempt from what is known as capital gains tax. Capital gains tax is a tax that you have to pay on any money you obtain through investment. Now, that investment could be precious metals, it could be stocks and shares, it could be commodities, futures, anything like that. Basically, anything you own as an investment that increases in value, you have to pay capital gains tax. However, actual money, which this is, as it's a £2, is exempt from that. So this stuff here has a great benefit to it in that, once you come to sell this stuff, you will not have to pay any capital gains tax on that. Now, another kind of silver is, as you can see here, you can get silver bars. This is the only silver bar I have, which is a very, very small bar. You can get some quite large bars, certainly larger than this one. A lot of people like bars. You get the bars in the same standard of the 999 or 9999 proof fine silver. They can carry some amazing designs. However, they are not capital gains tax exempt. So personally, I do like to stick to the bullion just purely because of the benefits of capital gains. So moving on very quickly, we have this stuff here, which are silver proof coins. Show you that there. So that's a silver proof coin, which is the highest standard minted by the Royal Mint. Now, these aren't made of 999 fine silver. The proof coins minted by the Royal Mint are actually minted to a sterling 925 standard. I believe the reason for that is the less pure the metal is, the better the coin it makes. It hardens the metal a little more, and it enables it to take that extremely fine finish that you do get through a proof finished coin. I mean, if you just look at the detail on the picture of that, it's absolutely incredible. They do, however, carry an extremely high premium. I mean, the premiums on proof coins are actually very similar to those that you will be paying on jewelry. So they're not necessarily the best idea for someone who's just wanting to stack precious metals. I think they are or can be a great idea, especially if it's something that you think is going to be popular and will increase in value over time. Some of the Peter Rabbit silver proof coins are now worth massively more than what they sold for initially, so they can be a great investment. The silver proof stuff aren't really something that I really look as an investment. That's something more like the jewelry, is something that I personally want to keep, and it's just something that I like myself. And it's just something I want to own. It's not something I'm looking to buy that I know I'm going to sell going forwards. What I'm intending to obtain mostly of are standard Silver Britannias. Now these aren't standard, these are part of the Myth and Legends range issued by the Royal Mint. Therefore these ones I'm not sure I would ever sell. They're the first bullion I actually purchased, and as I say, it is a range or a series, so it is definitely something that they're ones that I'm looking to hold a little bit more long time. But as I say, the bullion I have on order right now are just standard bullion. I have gone for the Queen Elizabeth portrait on the bullion at the moment, because I do think they may hold a little bit more of a premium going forwards as they become more and more scarce, and obviously eventually going forward they won't be available. The King Charles will be available, so at the moment I'm just buying as many of the Queen Elizabeth Silver Britannia bullions as I possibly can. Going forwards it will go to King Charles at some point, and that will take over. And then finally what we have here is silverware. That could be knives, forks, spoons. It could be it could be a butter dish. It could be a little cream jug, or grape tongs, all kinds of things. These, I will be honest, aren't actually silver. These are just out for an example. These are silver plated. These are electroplated. If I show you the hallmark here, you can see right at the top, that's EP for electroplated. So that's definitely, it's brilliant about these around, because it does give me something to show you that don't be fooled when you are at somewhere like a let me just get the focus. Sorry, I do apologise. If you are ever at somewhere like a car boot and you see something like this, and you see that there's a hallmark on there, don't be fooled by that. That hallmark specifically shows that it isn't pure silver, it is electric plated. And another way to show that is, if you can look here, if you can see where it's tarnished and worn, where it's been rubbed over time, you will lose the silver colour, and it'll be more of it's like got a slightly brushish or goldish tint to it underneath, and you'll see that in various parts on the piece, which is a great way to tell it's not silver, it's silver plated. And something like this silver plated, I mean, it's pretty worthless. So we really don't care what happens to that. But again here, you can see it's hallmarked. There's a hallmark on there. If we can get the camera to so I do apologize about this. Okay, so as you can see, there is a hallmark on there, but again, that hallmark doesn't depict actual silver. This would depict its electroplated silver. So again, you know, it's something that I brought out just to show examples of what kind of silver you can find, because you can definitely find forks like this or cutlery sets like this in silver. Lots of the times you can get them for great money if you can find them in the right situation. A lot of the time people realize what they have with this kind of thing, and they will sell a lot higher than the actual spot value of the silver, purely because they have an antique value to them as well. But you never know, you may come across some somewhere, or you may have some old family silver hid up in the attic, something like that. And again, don't just think of actual silverware itself. One great way of finding silver at flea markets or car boots or eBay, places like that, are commemorative decorative spoons that you can get from all different kind of places. Where you go somewhere in their gift shop, they sell little spoons for the Isle of Man or the Isle of Wight or Scarborough, Skegness. Could be any of these places really, but a lot of people don't realise a lot of them can actually be 925 silver. So if you ever see anything like that at the car boot, pick it up, have a good look at it. If you can ever see a stamp for sterling silver, now you will find older stuff and more UK based stuff show sterling silver by the lion right there. That lion depicts that that this piece here is 925 sterling silver. Now that's the hallmark for sterling silver that you will find, as I say, mainly in the UK. However, other places such as America and more maybe modern places, if we can see this here, will actually depict it. If you can, do apologise. Just, I don't think it's going to do that. There we go. Okay, if you can see just there, just where my finger is, there's just a little stamp there that says 925. It's got the numbers 925, which represents that it's 92.5% silver or sterling silver. So there are a couple of ways to check if something is sterling silver. If you rummage through boxes, find something, it may be tarnished. Silver goes quite black over time as it gets old, but you may just be able to make out either symbol 925 or the lion, and maybe able to pick yourself up a very, very cheap find. And well, because one thing I'd like to say about that is there is literally no right or wrong way to stack silver. It's all about getting as much silver as you can for the right price. So, you know, if your condition means that you've got access to this kind of stuff at a really, really cheap, reasonable price, then this is probably the kind of stuff you want to be buying. You know, if not, and you're looking more of as a serious investment over time, and you're probably better off looking at the silver bullion. I personally love a good hunt at a car boot. I don't think there's much more fun than a good hunt and rummage through the boxes just to see what you can find. So I actually really love trying to get this kind of stuff here. I have a lot of fun doing that, but I would definitely never only ever stack that. I do think that it is probably essential when you do get to a place that you're able to do so, that you start looking to obtain the 1 ounce silver bullions, perhaps even when you get to a point and you feel you may want to do so, look to get some fractional gold, something like a 1 gram bar, or there are also things like the 1/10 Britannia available, things like that. At the moment I don't have any gold bullion. I am hoping to potentially pick some up next month, which will be my first ever gold bullion. My stacking strategy going forward is to obtain at least 1 silver bullion every month, possibly more, and definitely when I'm able to pick more up, but definitely at least 1 silver bullion every month. And then twice a year I do want to get a 1/4 ounce golden Britannia to add to the stack. So that's my long-term plan going forward. It is a very slow and steady plan. It is, it does mean my stack is going to take a little while to add up, especially with the gold, because although I do fully intend to try and find as much silver as I possibly can, aside from the 1 bullion a month, the gold I am going to try to restrict myself to getting the 2/4 ounce bullion every year. It's just what suits me financially. Now, if you're able to buy a higher amount than that, then absolutely go ahead and do so. It's just with my financial situation, that's a very reasonable goal going forwards. So that's just a bit of information for people, as I say, maybe not even new stackers, maybe people who haven't even started stacking yet, but perhaps watched a couple of videos, thought that looks like a lot of fun and certainly something I want to get into. Not only is it fun, it is definitely a great hedge against inflation, and not only that, I do believe it's quite a good investment. I personally feel these metals are going to go up in price over time, even if you purchase the bullion with quite a high premium to it, which the bullion do have. As long as you look after the coin and it stays in that nice fine condition, then it will keep that premium. I mean, obviously, the more you handle these things, the more you ding them about, the more you return them just to a clump of steel, the more and more you will lose that premium value. But as I say, if you look after them, keep them in capsules like I do, then that's where you'll keep more of a premium for them. But it's just, as I say, if there's no right or wrong with that kind of thing, please don't go shouting at me in the comments because you don't necessarily stack or invest in the ways I've suggested today. It is all about what works for you in your situation. And as I said, if you can afford to go out and buy a 1 ounce gold bullion every month, then by all means go and do so. I absolutely wish I could do that, but unfortunately it's just not something I can do. So as I say, my stacking / investment strategy is very tailored to myself, and I do believe that that's important going forward. If this is the only kind of stuff that you can afford to get, and you can only afford to get just a threepence every couple of weeks, then before too long an amount of time, that collection will grow and grow and grow, and you will eventually have a nice amount of silver. One thing I would definitely say about investing going forward is there is nothing wrong with investing small amounts of money. In fact, it's one of my absolute favorite ways to invest. Small amounts of money, you don't necessarily miss it going at the time. Just be very strict with never dipping into it. Just keep topping it up regularly over time with small amounts, and it's quite wonderful to see these things grow from nearly nothing. It does take time. You do have to be patient, but once you get there, I consider this little pile in front of me a nice little stack. Now there's plenty of people on YouTube that this wouldn't even be 1/10 of their stack, and I understand that, but this is my stack, and it's what brings me happiness, and I'm growing it as quickly as I can and as comfortably as I can, and so I'm having a lot of fun because I can afford to get what I'm getting, and I think that's something that's essential for a lot of new stackers going forward. Don't think that if you can't afford to buy an entire tube of those that you can't start stacking. Everything starts somewhere, and to be honest with you, most stackers will probably start with this kind of thing here. Old half crowns. They're a great way to get silver, and you can actually pick them up for really, really, really great prices. I think I've picked the half crowns up as cheap as 2 for £5, which is £2.50 a coin. Now, you're just not going to get a bullion coin for anything near that. Now, obviously, they don't contain a huge amount of silver in them, but it is a great way to just start getting that stack in and start watching it grow. As soon as you do that, the more you watch it grow, the more you'll be motivated to invest into it, and the more it will grow over time. So that's about all I've got to say on the matter today. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If it is different to how you personally stack, then that's absolutely fine, and I'd love to hear how you're different and your strategies. I think it's really, really interesting to hear how other people stack their precious metals. I'd really welcome you to let me know what your strategies are, how much you buy and how regularly you buy, what type of silver it is that you look to stack. Are you more of a hunter from the flea market and car boots, or are you more of a bullion investor? Do you buy commodities? Do you just buy online silver and gold? Do you buy and have it stored at the Royal Mint Vault? These are all perfectly fine options. So I'd love to hear what you guys do yourselves down in the comments. If you have taken the time to watch till now in the video, I just honestly can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I'm a very small channel at the moment. Just as of yesterday, I've hit my first 10 subscribers. So I just can't tell you how much I really, really, truly do appreciate anybody who's taken the time to watch to this point in the video. It really means so much to me. It's what's motivating me to keep going at this point, where I am a very new channel. I don't have many subscribers. I'm not getting a huge amount of views. Just getting a few likes and a few comments I've been getting have just been so motivational for me. So I just want to say thank you so much to anybody who has commented, liked, or even entered the giveaway I'm currently doing on the channel, which, if you weren't aware, I am going to link a video at the very end. Please click on that. It's a completely free competition to enter, where you can win yourself either a nice piece of silver or potentially some historic defunct uncirculated coins. Please feel free to have a look on that, and if you'd like to enter, that'd be absolutely fabulous. Other than that, please leave me any thoughts or comments below. I would be absolutely enthralled to hear what you've got to say about the episode today. Please also leave me any suggestions you have for videos going forward. It would be massively helpful as a new channel. Other than that, once again, thank you so much for watching. Take care and keep stacking. Goodbye.